Good morning, everybody. 12 minutes past 7 o'clock right now. You know what it means. It is Tuesday, and it's time for Ron the Car Guy from Westside Auto Pros. Hello, Ronald. How are you?
I am great this morning, Lou. How are you doing?
Good. You've been a traveling human
Oh,
lately.
my God. I'm so glad August is finally here. Like the last 2.5 weeks of July, it was just on the run. Here,
Do you
there,
have any
and
idea how
everywhere.
many miles you put on?
I have no idea. Some of them were in an airplane, some of them were in a car. But there was, it's good to be settled down
There
and
you
not
go.
just work one day a week.
But being a car guy, when you are traveling that much, you probably see a lot of things that are happening on the roadways.
See a lot of things, and I look at things from a different perspective.
Right.
And, one thing, over the last couple of weeks, I've driven to Indianapolis, Chicago, put a lot of miles out on the interstate, and I saw something that we probably see around here. I know my tow trucks see it from time to time, and that is trailers that were broken.
Okay.
And that's not something you always think of. Your car, you put a lot of miles on it, you use a lot throughout the year. The trailer, you may use it a lot in the summer. It's certainly trailer season now. And there's, you got boat trailers, horse trailers, race car trailers, and all that kind of stuff. But people never think about the maintenance that needs to be done. And so over the last 2 weeks, I've seen 3 trailers sitting alongside the interstate, hooked up to their vehicle, and a wheel's off.
Wheels off.
A wheel's off.
No, that probably isn't a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing, and I would almost bet my reputation it isn't because the lug nuts were loose. What we often see is the wheel bearings fail.
Okay.
And so for every mile that the car goes down the road, the wheel bearings on the trailer are turning, and people oftentimes, it's out of sight, out of mind. They forget about them, and they don't do maintenance on it, and then the bearing seizes up, and it breaks, and the wheel flies off. And hopefully that's all that happened.
Right.
It could be a dangerous situation depending on how many wheels are on the trailer. And sometimes we see it ruin an axle. Ruin some expensive stuff, and it doesn't just need a new bearing at that point. So
Now, want to explain what a bearing is for those folks? that
well,
might not
I
know.
actually brought a picture of a bearing.
No, you actually brought a bearing.
Well, I brought a bearing, yeah. And we're gonna get zoomed in so we have a picture of the bearing. Come on, camera 4, you can do this. He's working on it. Here we go.
He's got it.
Wow, look at my fingers. I need a mani. Anyway, this is a bearing, and it's designed to roll like this. And so it's got an outer cage, and then it's got these little rollers that goes around. And if it's dry or new like this, it's metal on metal. So you can imagine the heat that would build up. So the bearings, what they do is they force grease into it. They pack them full of grease so it's got lubrication. So it's not metal to metal when it rolls, and then it doesn't grind off and ruin it. And what happens over time is that grease, from the heat that builds up in there, the grease fails.
Degrades.
Exactly. It's got a lifespan. And when that happens, there's no lubrication. So you're going down the road and this thing's spinning like this. And all of a sudden the metal gets hot and it welds itself together and it quits turning. And when this quits turning, then either something has to break or the wheel has to quit turning. And usually something breaks and the wheel comes flying off. So something as simple and as easy as this and as easy as packing them is all it takes to prevent that.
Now, what do you mean by packing them and prevent that? Do you have to change the grease?
Yeah,
Changing the oil? Or?
Basically, you take the wheel and the hub and stuff apart, so you get the bearing out. We clean it all up, and then we actually use a device. But the word pack came back in the days where you'd put grease in the palm of your hand, you just keep working the bearing in it, and in between all these rollers, you'd pack grease in there.
Okay.
Now we've got a machine that you put it in, it does that for you. But it's just simply changing the lubrication of the bearing and then putting it all back together and you're good to go.
How often should that happen? If you're one of those, your trailer's sitting off to the side for most of the year, and
Sure.
you're getting it out in summertime.
Sure.
How often do you need to look at that?
That's the tough part because you can't measure the miles put on a trailer. So if it's a horse trailer or an enclosed trailer that you haul a car or a motorcycle or something on, I'd recommend. If you use it a lot, let's say you have a boat trailer, they're the most susceptible because every time you put the boat in and out of the water, you're putting the wheels in and out of the water.
Right.
So you're getting water in the grease of this, which isn't good. Those should be done at least once a year.
Okay.
If I had a boat trailer, I'd do it every year. If I had some other kind of a trailer, a camper or something like that,
Right.
I'd probably do it every couple of years.
Okay.
Okay.
Just Just rule of thumb. It's cheaper to do this than fix
The whole
casualty.
darn
Now, are
thing.
there any tricks you can use?
Well, there is a trick out there, and I see a lot of people with boats that use these, and I'm not sold on them. I mean, it's better than nothing, but this is what they call the bearing buddy, and it's designed. It mounts on the outside hub, so this bearing is inside of where this goes, and the idea behind it is to take a grease gun and put it on the grease zerk and just pump this thing full of grease. And the new grease pushes the old, worn-out, water
Soaked grease out.
yeah, exactly. The negative is when it's pushing that grease out, it's pushing it past the seal that's designed to prevent water from coming in. So now we're ruining a device that's there to protect this, and you never get the bearing all cleaned up or anything like that. So this is good, but it's not to prevent.
Failure.
Exactly.
Doing
It's
your
not to prevent
maintenance.
taking them out and cleaning. It's
Doing
not
your
to
actual
replace
maintenance.
Got it.
having them serviced.
Another thing I'm sure is lights.
Lights, and back to boat trailers. They're in and out of water all the time.
Right.
The cool thing is we have finally got LED lights over the last several years, and these are almost indestructible. So, I mean, if you've got a trailer without LED lights and you got a light that's giving you a problem, these
Just
are
swap it out.
$20. Just upgrade to this and be done with it.
Don't have to worry about it.
Yep, and then of course tires. We can't forget about tires. The 6-year age rule applies.
I know.
Lou and I were talking about this last week. He went through that on his trailer, and if one goes, it's just a matter of time.
The other
before
ones
the
will.
Yeah,
Seriously.
You got to
Okay.
replace them. Yep.
exactly. So every 6 years, make sure that you put new tires on your trailer, regardless of the mileage, because the rubber dries out and it rots out, and you're gonna put weight in there, and it's gonna blow out, and it's just not gonna be fun.
Don't want to take that chance. So
Exactly.
Westside Auto Pro is not only great for your vehicle, but your trailer too.
We're West Side Trailer Pros. We can do all this to it. We
And
can,
how do they get a hold of you, Ronald?
they can find us on the internet, Westside Auto Pros. Just Google it, or you can call us at 225-9090. We're really easy to find.
He's the trailer guy today.
Westside Trailer Pros.
Fantastic. And we'll see you this Saturday night for CW Iowa Live and Westside Auto Pros at
At the Boone Races,
Speedway.
absolutely.
See you
and
there.
Zubru tomorrow night.
Zubru
I got
tomorrow
a busy
night.
week.
You're coming out and enjoying us quite a bit. And is the KCWI deal still in place for the
windshield.
windshield?
Absolutely.
Up to 3 cracks fixed for only $23, folks. So take advantage of all the great things happening at Westside Auto Pros. You're watching CW Iowa Live. We'll be right back.